It's been nearly 6 months since a Prep Academy football player died in a tragic elevator accident. Now what happened to Jamarcus McFarland could lead to a change in state law.
Fox 5's Claire Sims joins us live from the state capitol. And Claire, a lawmaker has already filed legislation to increase fines related to elevator inspections.
Yeah, according to the insurance commissioner's office, the elevator involved in that accident, their operating permit had expired in August of 2020, meaning that it hadn't been inspected since August 2019, 2 full years before McFarland's death. And the fine for missing an inspection is currently only $500.
Jamarcus McFarland was tragically crushed in a falling elevator that he was trying to escape less than 2 miles from here.
State Representative Matthew Wilson is the primary sponsor of a bill that would increase fines for property owners who fail to have their elevators inspected on time. It was August 31st when Atlanta fire rescue crews responded to the 444 Suites student housing to find 18-year-old McFarland pinned between the second and third floors after the elevator collapsed. The state insurance commissioner's office said that elevator was a year overdue for its annual inspection. Currently, the fine for missing an inspection is just $500 per elevator. Under Wilson's bill, it would go up to $2,500. State law requires property owners to schedule those inspections, but the bill would empower the insurance commissioner's office to do so after 60 days.
So this legislation is designed to put more pressure on the property owner to comply with the inspection requirements. And when they fail to do so, like they did in the McFarland case, the state is then required to proactively step in and get more aggressive.
If for some reason the property owner does not allow that inspection to occur, the fines would go up again to as much as $10,000 per elevator.
And once that property owner doesn't comply, the state is going to get very aggressive very quickly under this bill in order to prevent future tragedies like what happened to Jamarcus McFarland.
Now, late this afternoon, the insurance commissioner's office issued a statement to Fox 5 saying that they are currently moving over to a new system to track elevator inspections and certificates, and they're still working on that. They also pointed out there are about 34,000 elevators in the state of Georgia and only 14 inspectors. They said in that statement, "We've been hard at work, both internally and in partnership with the state legislature, to rebuild an agency that has been neglected for too long. But the fact is that we still do not have the resources to inspect every elevator in the state every year. Increasing fines on elevator owners or lessees, as this legislation aims to do, will not solve this problem. We hope Representative Wilson would instead focus on efforts to help fully staff our safety fire division." Now, it's important to point out that Representative Wilson is running in 2022 against the current insurance commissioner, John King. We are live outside the state capitol. Claire Sims, Fox 5 News.
Claire, thanks.